That wasn't supposed to happen. Ah, that's really annoying. I hate that. Now the VOD's gonna be split. Well, whatever. That's really unfortunate. So, I still haven't figured out anything against him. The problem is that he doesn't really seem too fast. It's just that he seems to... His attacks, for whatever reason, aren't really counterable, it feels like. Or is that even a word? They feel... for whatever reason, they feel too fast, almost. His movement is incredibly weird. And I don't really know if there's anything that I can do about that. If there's anything that I can, you know, that I can use to avoid that. I mean, it's not like he's actually doing too much damage. Oh, obviously, if he does hit you, it's pretty strong. Let's try the Ash once more. Come here. What the hell was that kind of move? That wasn't even a death blow, so I should have been able to counter that. Actually, what the hell? Yeah, he is weird. He's just... The weird thing about it is that the attack he does before his actual death blow is so strong and does so much posture damage that you aren't even able to counter, or you're not able to do anything against his death blows. He doesn't even get to his death blow before... or he just finishes you off before he even gets to his death blow. I don't know. I mean, the axe... I was able to hit him with the axe, or I was able to at least time it right so that he was attacked by it, but, well, I don't think that prosthetic tools are necessarily the way to go. I did unlock the skill, the chasing slice, right? That would allow me to... So maybe I should just... Let's unequip this as well. Let's just go with the shuriken and just try the dash, maybe? I don't know, I can't even really do anything against him. That's the weird part, right? It feels like... What the fuck's that reach? How the hell are you supposed to do that? Alright, so the Ash... Is that... I really don't know whether or not that's supposed to be a thrust. He's not taking any posture damage at all, though. Which is just... What the... How is he... Wait. One thing that did occur to me, maybe you can kick him off the cliff, but well, I don't really have any kicking attacks, do I? Huh. So that is... At least so far, Dragon Rod hasn't been an issue. The problem is, I mean, the dash with the shuriken seemed like the way to go. At least I was able to actually get to him and damage him with it. The Ash was quite useful as well, although I don't really know whether or not that might just be, you know, once he's really down on health or posture, that might be a way to sort of get the last to get the last stuff. I don't know. Let me try the sugar once more. Let me try this sugar. But I'm honestly thinking that maybe I'm just missing something that might be useful against him. And still, again, the problem isn't his death blow. The problem is the thing he does before the death blow. His weird, like, jumping attack, where he jumps into the air and kicks down on you. That does a fuck ton of posture damage. And it feels like it shouldn't. It feels like that's his actual death blow rather than the death blow that follows. I don't know, maybe I'm just bad at countering him? It's just... I really don't know how to approach this. Really, the weirdest thing about this whole part yeah. Now he just started with his death blow. Yeah, of course, don't target him. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why does he suddenly start with his fucking death blow? Because all the times before, he has done his weird jumping first, before doing the actual death blow. Is that... I mean, it has to be a thrust, hasn't it? And again, Unseen 8. Well, it's 1 1/3, I guess. Maybe it's even... Maybe the game is just giving you Unseen 8 if you immediately die. Well, that was a weird sound effect. Yeah, the carp is not respawning either, so... More seems like... You can't... I don't know, this is... The weirdest thing about this is that so far the game, you know, has presented challenges to you, but there were always, you know, ways of acquiring skills or stuff that was really usable against whatever challenge you had or whatever challenge you faced. This just seems rather weird in comparison. I wouldn't even necessarily say that it seems like a jump in difficulty, because it doesn't... I wouldn't necessarily call this difficult. It's more like you know, I'm kind of wondering. I think, or it just feels like I'm missing something. It feels like there should be a way to approach this whole thing that would make it, well, easier is the wrong word, isn't it? It feels like there should be a way to approach this that, you know, feels right. That feels like something that you should be using against him. Not to necessarily make it easier, but to make it so that you have anything to use at all. Because so far it just seems like it's a very basic fight. It feels like you're just supposed to use your very normal controls, just your guarding and, you know, getting... maybe I should... Alright, so let's try. I really need to try to force myself to use the Mikiri counter once he does his death blow. Because if that works, maybe that's the way to do this. He also really quickly recovers his posture. And of course I didn't do. What the fuck? Why is he suddenly using his death blow so early? Because he didn't at the start. Let me at least heal before you do anything else. What the? Ah, god damn it. Why the fuck? What am I doing? Oh, it's really... Some of the controls in this game... I just don't really... I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. Some of the controls are just not the way... They are too simplified for the actual combat mechanics, I feel like. Because it's just annoying. If you press circle, you do this forward dash. Even though circle is supposed to evade the enemy. If you're doing nothing, like obviously you can dash backwards if you... I don't know, it seems like such a weird thing to put the Mikiri counter on circle. I mean, it makes sense motion-wise, like the actual motion your character does, you know, is the same, because the Mikiri counter is basically moving into the enemy's thrust attack, but at the same time it just, I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. Do you damn... What the fuck? It just... Oh... It just... What the... Didn't do anything at all this time. Yeah, that's... You are definitely... What the fuck are these controls doing? He jumped into the air and I wanted to dash backwards. He just didn't do it. You're really not supposed to dash away from enemies, it seems like. Is that... I still want to know whether or not that's a thrust attack. Posture is broken. What the fuck? Ah, he's annoying. He's incredibly annoying. He's constantly switching up his attacks. His attacks are constantly different without you actually being able to tell what he's going to use. Damn it, that's annoying. I actually did quite a lot of health damage to him though. He was already down like 1/4 of his health. The posture damage though seems... I don't know if you're supposed to break his posture. Probably not. I mean, maybe it's just supposed to be this way, that you're, you know, supposed to just kill him outright. I'm wondering about Dragon Rod a bit though. It's really weird, and I still have 30% Unseen 8, so maybe for whatever reason in memories you actually can die as much as you want. That would be weird though, wouldn't it? At least the in-dash with the shuriken is pretty useful against him. Maybe I should just try more different stuff. What the fuck? What the... This doesn't make any sense to me. I just straight up guarded against his death blow. It didn't even do that much damage. What the fuck? That doesn't seem right. And now it wasn't possible. Or maybe I mistimed it? That's just weird. So he did his death blow, and I just pressed L1 and nothing happened. I mean, I lost a bit of health, sure, but that was it. There was nothing more happening. And then the second time around, I wasn't even able to guard it at all. I mean, I'm still an idiot for not, for whatever reason, I don't use Circle when he does his fucking death blow. But that's because it's, I don't know, at least to me it feels incredibly hard to tell what he's even going to do. Because sometimes he uses his normal attacks, and sometimes he's using his, closing in on you attack, which is way faster than anything else he uses. The problem is that it also feels very unforgiving, right? The whole thing. Because if he does hit you, even if you are, you know, countering him or whatever, how many of those does he actually do? What the fuck? That was like 8 attacks right behind the other. And now for whatever reason I just evaded his death blow. Well, yeah, that was... He did break my posture. That seemed like a swinging attack, to be honest. What the hell? Why did that hit me? I was evading, what the fuck? What is Circle even for? If it's not for that. You're pressing Circle, you're dodging around him, and he's still attacking you, or he's still hitting you, even though you switch your position. So what's the point in using Circle? And then I don't know. I get the impression that you're not even able to counter his death blow, but I mean, the one time that I actually used Circle correctly, or at least it felt like I used it correctly, I just dashed forward through his death blow. But I didn't counter it or anything, which is, I mean, pretty annoying, because you're, I don't know, I really get the feeling that by the way, that you're not losing Unseen 8 or not causing Dragon Rod if you die in the memory. Then again, maybe it's just, once you go back to the present, it immediately, you know, kills everybody that's been inflicted with Dragon Rod, but so far it seems fine, for whatever reason. I don't know, it's just... And then this whole place, just the way this is set up. Yeah, of course, don't use my attack. And then you can just stun him out of his death blow, apparently. This is... I didn't even press L1! Why did he counter? What the fuck? More and more seems like... That was definitely a swinging attack, though. The problem is you can't really actually just straight up fight him. Yeah, of course that hits you. This is a joke. Yeah, I do think that that's a thrust. I mean, now obviously I didn't really do anything against it. I don't know. I don't know how you're supposed to fight him. Because it doesn't feel like a normal fight. You know, all of the other fights that I've done so far, you could, you know, attack, deflect, and it was fine. That's the way the game teaches you about its combat mechanics. Whereas in this fight, for whatever reason, his attacks are completely different to anything you've encountered so far. And your normal, like, way of approaching it also doesn't really seem to work. I mean, again, because I'm so confused, I guess, by his normal combat mechanics, I'm not even really able to concentrate on properly dodging or, you know, countering his death blows. But, yeah, that's... This way up is also... It's incredibly annoying that you aren't able to see at which point you're actually... Let's try the sugar once. I just want to see if it even, you know, helps you at all. I pressed circle. Doesn't really seem to help, to be honest. Yeah, of course. I mean, I can just be cheeky and try this the whole time. Of course, it doesn't work if the game is forcing you into a corner you can't get out of. Like this one. God, he's an annoying enemy. And why, again, why have the sugar item in this game? It didn't help at all, not one bit. My posture increased exactly as much as it did before. What's weird is, though, that this is actually getting him out of his death blow attack. I mean, this feels incredibly cheeky, but... Oh shit! Don't have any spirit emblems left. Well, this might be trouble. God, the camera is so annoying. I mean, the camera has always been annoying in FromSoft games, but this one... Holy shit. I hate the timing on his attacks. Well... So, the prosthetic tool attack might actually be the way to go here. I did a ton of damage to him. So maybe if I could, because I only have, well, but I do have like 16 spirit emblems. So instead of using this, maybe I should just use this sugar and then just, you know, still have 30%. Well, let's just try using that. I mean, at this point... Maybe that's just the way to go? Oh, hi. Wait, what the hell? Is that even a carp? Wait, what? Where's the fucking... Where did it go? Oh, that was completely the wrong direction. That wasn't a carp, I think. I mean, it could have been, but it felt more like it was, you know, one of the other fish. I mean, there was one other fish that attacked me before. It's still, I honestly don't know anymore. This fight feels weird. Yeah, of course, don't use your attack! I have all the spirit emblems left in the world. What the fuck? That was... Stop dodging! What the... this is really annoying! What the fuck? The game isn't even doing what I'm telling it to do. You're constantly... I'm constantly dodging forward. The camera is so annoying. What the fuck? So what I was trying to do is I was trying to dodge backwards, right? And you're doing that by pressing the analog stick backwards and pressing circle. What my character was doing instead is I was doing this constantly. I was moving forward instead of backward, which is obviously not what I pressed. Because the whole time I was complaining that by keeping your thumb on the analog stick, he's actually not doing what he's not doing the normal dodge, right? He's just dodging into whatever direction you press the analog stick, which he should do. Now, obviously, I probably didn't press hard enough onto the analog stick, which meant that I was actually... There's something here. I don't really care. And for whatever reason, I even used the sugar, and I was doing way less damage than before, which is, I don't know. I mean, it almost feels like I'm missing something, right? It feels like there's probably something in the game at some point. Because so far, for example, you find stuff like the flame vent inside this memory, which is actually then pretty useful to fight the first red-eyed dude, right? One of the mini-bosses. It's technically, I think, the second mini-boss in the present. And by, going into the memory first and then going back to the present, you have more tools available to actually deal with him. So maybe this is a case of, there being a tool somewhere in the present that you have to acquire to then go back to the dream in order to, or not the dream, I'm constantly calling it a dream, I don't know why, and then go back to the memory in order to fight this guy. Might be the case. Still, this is a fight that feels like it's going against everything the game has taught you so far, which is just weird. And again, sometimes he gets stunned, sometimes he doesn't. What the f... are annoying. Yeah, of course that hits me. What the? Let me try to get back. What the fuck? Oh, it's so annoying. All of the timings are constantly different. I mean, yeah, I guess that's the point. Of course. What the fuck? I don't think you're able to actually counter his death blow attack. Doesn't seem like you're able to. I don't know, this is just, it's an incredibly weird fight. And the arena that you're fighting in is even more annoying than the fight itself, because you're constantly like struggling with the environment, because there are all these bamboo trees there that don't let you, you know, retreat. But the thing is, right, like my first instinct, and looking at the way the game has been up until this point, my first instinct would be to not retreat, to actually try and counter everything he does and attack in between. But he doesn't really seem to lose any posture, as far as I can tell, or you have to attack him for a really long time in order to make that happen. And all his attacks have different timings, so first of all, they're incredibly hard to dodge or to evade, to counter. But second of all, even if you counter them, you take a lot of posture damage, which makes it seem like you're supposed to back away at some point. But even dodging into him doesn't really seem to be the correct way of doing it, because his attacks are able to track you. So if once you're close to him, his attacks will almost always connect, whether or not he's looking at you or not, because he then also does his like sweeping with his sword, which is also something that you actively have to counter rather than dodge. How many spirit emblems do I have left anyway? A lot. So I could still try it a couple times. I don't know. The weird thing is that both vitality and attack power don't actually... So the problem is there doesn't really... Like the counter thing that I'm doing, throwing the shuriken and then immediately attacking, seems useful against him. And sometimes it stuns him. Sometimes it doesn't. And well, at least it looks like it doesn't really have any logic to it. Maybe it's just the timing of when you hit him. But again, I mean, all of these items, you get so many items here. It even gives you like the contact medicine, and nothing really seems to work. I used this sugar, didn't really boost my attack power, it felt like. It just, I don't know. Which is even weirder, right? Like the first time I tried using the forward dash after the shuriken, I was able to actually get his health down quite a bit. But then the second time I wasn't. So sometimes he counters them, sometimes he doesn't. I mean, increasing my defense. The problem here is that once he hits me, he can get in about 3 hits, because I have 3 heals. But that's about it. There's like nothing else that I can really do against him. This one I tried, it didn't really work. These aren't really usable against him at all. The ash might be, you know, I can use the ash from time to time. Then again, at the same time, it doesn't really feel like my attack power is high enough. Because once I am able to attack, I'm not really doing that much damage. Should probably equip the pellets just in case I get him low and need to heal. My combat art, maybe I should try using that more, but then again this says technique for slicing open a path when surrounded by enemies, so it's definitely not what you're supposed to use against one strong opponent. I mean, at this point I'm seriously considering just, you know, to leave him be for now and just go somewhere else. But I don't know, maybe the combat art that you get for the scales might be something, because it's in this level, right? Well, that doesn't necessarily have to do... That doesn't necessarily mean that the combat art might be usable in this level. Yeah, overall, just... Or maybe these phantom kunais? Maybe that's something... It's an illusion technique. But I don't know how to use it. Or upgrade my stuff. At this point, I'm kind of taken aback by this. Because it feels strange. This enemy feels strange, because he goes against most things that you've learned so far, and he seems too unforgiving for this point in time. And I don't think just acquiring one, you know, special combat art or prosthetic tool that is usable or very useful against him would, you know, would change that. It's just that for whatever reason, it's... I don't know, there's so much that is just incredibly weird about that. Wait, let me check one thing though. In the controller configuration. So you jump on X, you dodge on circle. And triangle actually cycles through your prosthetic tools. This seems like a very weird control. Shouldn't that be up? That makes way more sense to me. And then using an item should actually be triangle, shouldn't it? And wait, what's down anyway? I think down on the D-pad isn't even used, correct? Or maybe there's something that you acquire later on that uses it? Because collecting loot... Oh, no, eavesdrop is down, right. Eavesdrop is down. I mean, that was my main issue, right? That I wasn't able to use items while also moving. So having that on triangle makes way more sense to me, to be honest. I don't know why they put it on up on the D-pad. And what else? Well, using the prosthetic tool is R2. That's definitely that's good. The rest should work. Wait, so right, cycling through the items, that was actually... No, that worked the same on Bloodborne, I think. You were using them on square and healing on triangle, which is also something that's something that I don't really like here, is that healing and the other items aren't separate. That's what I definitely liked in Bloodborne, because having to cycle through items, there should be like a quick access for those. I mean, this might be more useful at least, but yeah, I definitely feel like there should be a quick access for items. Because I still, you know, this way using the actual item is way easier, but having to cycle through them, especially when you're also trying to move, it's just, it feels awkward. But I don't know what else you could use that for. I mean, you could, in theory, at least use, you could at least use you could use square to cycle right, but apart from that, I mean, you wouldn't be able to cycle left then. What's this anyway? There's something else here. Never noticed that it gets... doesn't look like it. I don't know, it feels like I'm definitely able to kill him. But at the same time, it just... there's just so much awkwardness in this fight, so much weird stuff that... Yeah, this feels way better to have that on. Why the f... That's so weird! Oh, god damn it. That felt incredibly weird, that... I don't know, sometimes his attacks feel like you can easily... Like, sometimes it feels almost too easy to dodge them. And then sometimes it just suddenly has way more range. Oh, why did they... Why? Ah, this damn place. You get always... all the time you get stuck on this one thing, this one small, like, edge. Oh. The newcomer. Somewhere, a pained cough rings out continuously. The coughing and wheezing comes from one who travels frequently, looking to expand his business. Owning this item reduces one's chances of receiving unseen aid. Wait, the newcomer? Is that the thief, or is that somebody else? Because it looks like the thief. And the chroma. The coughing and wheezing sounds of a man who takes great pride in memorializing the dead. He holds service somewhere in Ashen outskirts, owning this item. Oh, alright. So now it finally triggered the dragon rod. And it immediately dropped my unseen aid from 30 to 13. So that was one thing that I was wondering about before. When I first encountered Dragon Rod, it also dropped from 30 to 13 right away, and it introduced 2 rod essences. At that time I was speculating whether or not there is a certain trigger in the game that first triggers Dragon Rod. Some kind of enemy, or, you know, the... your progress through the game, you know, being at a certain point in the level might trigger it, and that's why it dropped so much. But now it just looks like it always drops by that much, which that's why. That's strange, because I thought that, you know, just dying in general would just decrease unseen aid by a bit, you know, and then after a certain time, obviously a dragon rod would appear in some person. but for whatever reason, it always introduces 2 dragon rods at the same time, and also decreases your unseen 8 only once the dragon rod appears, not before. And then it just decreases it by a very large amount, more than half. That's also just strange to me. It almost feels like it's bugged. I mean, I don't think it is, but it feels like it. It just doesn't really seem to make any sense. So these are the 2 vendors, right? One of them is the merchant that you meet in the memory first, and the other one is on top of the cliff with the crows. So now that Dragonrod is here once again, I am wondering whether or not I should maybe just stop fighting that. I should probably stop fighting him right now, I think. Because I haven't really made any progress. I have been able to get his health down quite a bit, but I'm still, you know, I'm kind of lucking my way through that. It doesn't really feel like I have, you know, uncovered a way to actually beat him. So I should just, at this point, I feel like I should just continue with the level. But what I definitely want to check out now is how they are reacting, obviously. So let me get back to the estate panel. Although, well, I could have also gotten there just from that sculptor's idol. Yeah, there's really nothing. Feels like there's really nothing that I can unlock right now that would help me in that fight. Not even like passive skills, right? Because the only really useful passive skill for that fight would be the increased healing. Oh, they actually saw me this time. What the? What was that? And also, like Circle in general, I definitely think that the game, yeah, of course, that's what I wanted to do. I definitely think that the game doesn't really want you to use Circle most of the time. They definitely want you to deflect the attacks, but at the same time, the general. Wait, why are you still alive? What the hell? You know, whenever you're actually trying to use Circle, it feels like it has a weird delay that just shouldn't be there. But I don't know whether or not that's maybe my problem. I still feel like I haven't really, you know, uncovered the way you're supposed to do all these things. Prehistoric Pagoda, yeah, he is talking about the Pagoda. And you could definitely open them. I mean, there was something inside. I obviously don't know what at this point, but there was something there. Well, I guess we have to travel to the present in order to know what they're saying now that they've been afflicted by Dragon Rot. Let's do that. Maybe there's some new information that I can gather, or maybe even new things I can acquire. And then I think I should just continue onward through the Hirata estate. Let's go to the dilapidated temple first. Maybe Emma's got something to say. I mean, the last time we encountered Dragonrod, we were supposed to get a blood sample from the old lady, and we brought it to her, and we were able to revert the Dragonrod, right? So I guess that's probably what we're able to do this time as well. Hello. Nothing new to say. Maybe not. I would have thought that she would comment on that. He doesn't either. Then let's just go to the merchants, I guess. So one of them, it's not this one, this one. Yeah. So let's just keep the pagoda in mind for now and try to deal with that later on, I guess. It's interesting that he gets it. So every NPC can get Dragonrod, I assume. He didn't have it in the memory though, so it only affects the present. I mean, that makes sense. I do wonder what'll happen if they actually die though. I mean, with the vendors, you just probably aren't able to purchase anything anymore from them. That makes sense. But the first time, the sculptor itself got the Dragonrod, and if he would die, would you just straight up lose your ability to acquire new shinobi prosthetics? That would be pretty harsh, to be honest. Let's just, I mean, while I'm here, let's just buy a couple more ash. Can't really... He doesn't give you the quest anymore though, but I mean that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not there anymore, because you know, otherwise he was talking about how you are supposed to eavesdrop on soldiers that are around so that he can know what they want to purchase off of him, whereas now he doesn't say that. But you also aren't able to grab a blood sample from him, it seems, even though he's coughing up blood. So the last time what the blood did was actually to give us an opportunity to heal Dragonrod, right? It was making it so that we, or Emma was able to come up with a countermeasure. Can I just get up to him without having to kill everybody? I think so. I mean, there's also still the undead guy, right? So I feel like sometimes you're just supposed to leave enemies be and come back later on. I mean, I didn't even try to fight the undead, so... because it said, or I'm pretty sure that you have to use the confetti, and I only have one and don't know where else to get it. He really comments on it though. Make an offering? Well, is that it? No other things to say or comment on? It's interesting. I mean, I'll try to get back to Emma. Maybe I can ask her about them, or about, you know, whether or not I can do anything about it. I have a feeling, though, that at this time the game assumes, well, I mean, rightly assumes that you know what's happening, and that's it then. How many times did I die anyway? Was it at least like 10 times or something? So it's quite forgiving, right? 10 times is quite a lot. Which is why I felt the enemy was weird, right? It really... Because, like, even with the headless guy down in the cave, it clearly states from the very beginning that you need the confetti in order to be able to attack him. So I could try attacking him, and I would probably lose, and that would be it, right? I would have used up one confetti, and maybe I would try another time and find out that it's not worth without the confetti, which I just assume that it isn't, because it clearly states you're not even able to damage him without the confetti, right? So that makes sense then. If you're an incredibly good player, or if you've played the game before, right, if you're on New Game Plus, whatever, you might be able to, you know, immediately kill him, probably get another prayer bead, which makes, you know, that's the way it's supposed to go. And that's kind of cool about this game design, is that once you are pretty well versed in it, and once you got better, you're able to do that, right? You're able to go back, you're able to do all the stuff that seemed pretty daunting or challenging at first. But the other enemy that I just encountered in the memory, he doesn't really have anything, like the game even encourages you to approach him, right? Because the merchant talks about him. He talks about an important or very useful item, very valuable item being in the pagoda. Yeah, I just don't know. It feels weird. It feels like I'm missing something. Maybe I'm supposed to be good enough to kill him right now, but it just doesn't feel like it. And, you know, just going back to Bloodborne, for example, every time you encounter an enemy that seems really strong in Bloodborne, they're easily defeatable after a certain point, after you've tried it enough times. Or there are just altogether different approaches that you could take. And then overall it will, you know, make it easier in the long run. I mean, to be quite honest, I haven't really encountered an enemy in Bloodborne, apart maybe from certain bosses, but, you know, boss fights are supposed to be challenging. He's not even like a named mini-boss. I mean, he's certainly there, obviously, to keep you from getting to the pagoda, but I don't know, it feels so completely different from the rest of the game so far. Like, even the headless guy, wasn't I able to target him? I think he... Wait, well, I don't even remember. I don't know whether or not he had 2 health bars or 1. Yeah, but I'm just not sure. I mean, I'm just keeping him in mind. I'm not gonna fight him anymore. I will just keep him in mind for later and then just come back. after maybe acquiring, you know, another combat art. But again, it just, because the game is even leading you to it. Well, then again, it's also leading you to the headless guy, isn't it? I mean, you find, so it's giving you hints about places that maybe you aren't supposed to do right now, which is fine. Yeah, she doesn't even comment on the other guys getting the dragon rod, and there doesn't really seem to be anything you can do with them. I kind of thought that once I encountered dragon rod again, you know, it would give you like further options, because the first time it happened, it felt like you were, you know, making progress in defeating it or learning more about it. And well, we actually did defeat it, right? We were able to, or Emma was able to create an item that then we used to restore the unseen aid, and you know, you do not have any dragon's blood droplets. So what I was assuming at first was, once somebody encountered dragon rod, you would be able to get a blood sample from them, and consecutively, you know, out of that, you or Emma would be able to create another one of those dragon droplets, and that would give you the ability to restore the dragon rod. But obviously, if you then encounter dragon rod again on the same enemy, you already collected his blood sample. So, you know, every sort of NPC that caught dragon rod, I thought would also give you one of those droplets, but only once, obviously. But that doesn't really seem to be the case. At this point, it seems like you don't really get any other, or you can't really collect any other blood samples at all, which is interesting. And the one that I collected the blood sample from was the maid, right? So not like an overly important NPC. I mean, certainly not an unimportant one, but definitely not a super important one either. So the game's, yeah, kind of, it has entered kind of a weird stage at this point. I don't know. Kind of weird. Well, let's see here. Let's just one more time go through the skills and see whether or not there might be anything useful in here to fight the guy. So obviously having more spirit emblems would give me the opportunity to use more of these like dash in attacks, which might be useful. Mid-air deflection, I don't know if that's really useful. To guard against or deflect enemies' attacks in mid-air. I mean, he's constantly in mid-air, not me. And the Shadow Rush, secret technique of the Shinobi style. Unleash a long-range powerful thrust. Then use the impaled opponent as a platform to vault into the skies. Be an owl on the hunt. Spirit emblems are consumed when leaping. I mean, it seems like any long-range attack that quickly closes the distance to that enemy might be quite useful, but I mean, this takes 10 skill points to unlock. I'm not farming those. The run and slide, yeah, I don't think that you can necessarily, that's more, you know, if you're approaching an enemy, not if you're already fighting one. Increases the damage inflicted to posture upon executing successful Mikiri. Yeah, he's not doing thrust attacks. He's kicking. And that's, I don't know, you apparently can't really even do anything against that at all. You can deflect it, but it still does damage. It's also just quite interesting that, I mean, he's just waiting for you to approach him, right? So he knows that you're there from the very beginning. And vault over, yeah, that doesn't really seem to be useful either. The Russian, well, mid-air prosthetic tools, also not really usable. Fang blades. I mean, I have been able to attack him with my axe. So this could be a way of, and I don't know what's here, right? The Nightjar Slash, spinning leap attack, can quickly close or create distance. This might be useful. Leap in with a spin and slash at the enemy. This might be really useful. Although it says that it's an attack that can close or create distance from foes, but then it only says that leap in with a spin and slash, not leap out. I mean, this might be something to try out, right? At a certain point. Next time I encounter him, I'm trying to use this skill, the Nightjar Slash. I don't know. I feel like I've reached a very weird point in this game. So what options do I have? I could go into the valley below the bridge. That's still an option in the present. Or I could push on through the Hirata estate. Both options seem... I don't know, I kind of feel defeated by that guy. I'm not gonna lie. But I just... Here's the thing, right? I could just try over and over again, and I'm pretty sure that at a certain point I would be able to kill him. And maybe, you know, that's... I mean, I'm sure that's what a lot of people would do. And maybe it's even... It probably would help in actually learning to... you know, time deflections right, stuff like that. But that's not really who I am. I'm more about, you know, planning an attack and coming up with countermeasures rather than only relying on pure, you know, combat skill, I guess. I mean, I wanna use everything that the game offers me, right? I want to use all the different combat arts and, you know, really figure out what's useful against what and why it's useful and how it's useful. And I feel like at this point, the only way for me to defeat him would be to just learn his movement, attack him over and over again, you know, deflect, attack, deflect, and then at some point he would just die. And if I tried it enough times, I'm sure that I could do it. But again, it's not really what I'm looking for here. Because I actually want to... You know, I want to learn skills and stuff that the game itself gives me in order to defeat him. And I just feel like there should be something, because so far, for most like mini bosses or for most things, we've actually been given, you know, items or you know, something in order to defeat enemies in a better way. Or maybe I'm missing something. I'm just really struggling right now to come up with any sort of... I don't know. Should I just continue on? Probably. Let's just... I want to check out the Hirata estate a bit more. Let's go to the main hall. That's the next point we were supposed to go to. Yeah, and some of the game's controls are also not that great, to be quite honest. The whole, like, the gameplay itself is obviously pretty good, but I don't know why they decided to make so many, like, the whole dash in with the shuriken feels like it's way more, it's too, like, some of the movement that you do is too dependent on you not using the left analog stick. It's a bit finicky. And I don't know why, or if I'm doing something wrong there. Oh, wait, you can go both ways, it seems. So that's the well we came up, right? Let's try and push on and see what this Hirata estate is actually left for us. I'm kind of, well, I'm a little bit annoyed because I've been playing for almost 3 hours now, and I haven't really done anything. Oh, hi. What are you doing there? So he's just gonna keep shooting? This also sometimes feels weird that they apparently... I mean, you know, you would assume that at some point he would move up. Oh, so there are actually quite a lot of enemies here. And you can grapple onto the roof, which is cool. Alright. This looks really interesting. So there are... You can take the roof as an approach. That's another bow guy. Probably want to kill him first. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, of course. You didn't see anything. Are they carrying bows? Is there actually anything here? That's the sculptor's idol I came from. So you can get onto the roof. There's an item over there. Maybe I could... Wait. Let's use the monocular. Check out. Yeah, of course, that's what I wanted to do. Alright, so there's an item over there. There's a big guy over there. So that's either a mini-boss. I would assume it's a mini-boss. I don't think... That looks too much, although, well, there are quite a few enemies there as well. There are 5 enemies surrounding him. Doesn't actually seem to be much else here. I'm honest. Can we? No. So what's the point of this roof if they're still just seeing you? Let's just get back up. There's a... Yeah, I want to kill these guys first, I think. There's nothing else over there as well. This seems like a very open area almost, but with a lot of normal dudes as well. So maybe it's not a boss after all. I want to kill him first. Why? Well, it worked, but... Then again, the game switches between being incredibly challenging and being incredibly easy all the time. I mean, it's not like, you know, normal enemies in Bloodborne obviously are pretty easy as well for the most part, but it's just the way they place them, and, you know, because there are many of them, or they just surprise you, and most of the time that's why they're challenging. But here, that just seemed way too easy to kill all of them, right? And then you have this incredibly challenging guy at the same time, you know, up on the pagoda. That makes you constantly feel like you're missing something. This seems though like there is an enemy inside. Or maybe there isn't? Why are there spirit emblems here? It looks quite big. Wouldn't have thought that there was that much space inside. Dousing powder, treat and burn, yeah. I've got way too many of these. Holy shit! You motherfucker! You motherfucker! I knew there was an enemy in here. Wait, is there somebody else? Why is the music still there? Yeah, there is. Hello. These guys hiding behind the walls. He was like, first of all, I was expecting somebody to be, I don't know, like maybe behind this wall or something, or, you know, inside of this armor, but this I didn't expect. That was a weird place, and he took really long to attack me. It was almost like he was waiting for me to, you know, let my guard down, which I was, right? I was in here, well, you know, I was expecting somebody to be here at first, but then I kind of wasn't, because I was already, you know, almost at the wall, and then he suddenly attacked. So it really felt like, you know, he was just waiting for his opportunity, making me think he wasn't really there, and then still attacking. I don't know, you think there is a third guy in here? They killed a lot of samurai. I mean, there's definitely another. There is another item here. I don't think. I mean, it goes even further. They could also be... Like, some of these dead people look like they might just be... Oh, more divine confetti. That's interesting. Some of these dead people just look like they, you know, might be just waiting for their turn until I let my guard down again. Confetti plus one Basker's touch, allowing attacks to connect. Yeah. So just the way this is worded, allowing attacks to connect with apparition type enemies makes it sound like without it, those attacks are just doing nothing, right? Oh, that was 2. Wait, did I read that correctly? So now I have 3. And once again, right, this is what I was talking about. They give you this now. So with 3 confetti, I might even be able to at least attack the headless guy. Although then again, yeah, I'm not really sure whether or not I'm up to that task. But yeah, it's a constant back and forth, right? So they actually want you to go, you know, into the memory, find items that are useful for the present, and then in the present find items that are useful for in the memory. Which is really cool. That spirit emblem makes me think that there is another enemy right here. Kind of lures you in. Lures you in. This is interesting. What is that? This also looks like a small shrine of sorts, doesn't it? Almost like an urn or something? Not really, but... Oh, is this... Yeah. This is probably... one of those things that they use to display swords on. Kind of look like it has, you know, these hinges there. Where you could, you know, just place a sword on it. So display for a sword. Might be it. There's probably another guy hiding somewhere here. Excuse me. I don't really see, maybe behind. Holy shit. Fucking spirit emblem. Well, this was rather disappointing. Wait, why did they put a spirit emblem here? There's nobody in it. I mean, it doesn't really matter at which point you go into the house. Maybe it's just so that no matter which door you're at, you always, you know, go into this house and check it out. Did I already kill everybody here? Almost seems like it. Wait, can you actually... So you can hide here. I mean, it doesn't really look like a hiding spot, does it? But, you know, the game suggests that it is. Is there any point to it, though? Almost feels like there should be more enemies here. This looks like burning has already stopped. Shouldn't this burn as well? It's a rather strange way of preventing you from going further. So this seems to be like a Japanese garden, doesn't it? A garden area. So there are no enemies here, but there are 5 enemies over there. And a big dude. So that's probably... I mean, it's not like a boss fight, obviously, but... definitely feels like it's supposed to be a challenging thing. Wait, so is there a way to get back up onto the roof? It's only at the beginning, right? So you can get onto the roof here and you can go along the roof, but you're not able to get onto the roof later on. That part's burning, so yeah, they probably just don't want you to get... It's just for that small section. And saving. What's going on there? Who's that guy? He doesn't necessarily look like an enemy, but he's just standing right in front of the enemies. That is... almost like they have a standoff of sorts. Alright, so they haven't seen me quite yet. It's also interesting that there is this path through the fire, so you don't even have to go back there, which... Why is that corner even there? I didn't really miss anything though. Or do you think the divine confetti? But I mean, those guys definitely don't look like apparition type enemies. I mean, they all have their heads still on them. There's a ceramic shard. That's probably to lure all of them away from the big dude, I guess. There's also a grappling point over there. So maybe that's a way to make it easier to attack the big dude? Let's check this area out first. Nobody's standing on this side though. And there was an item in that building, but maybe they're hiding somebody else in there as well. You can actually go back here. This is something that Sekiro is actually constantly surprising the player with, I feel like. These areas are... They have way more, you know, approachable ways than you'd think at first. And there is a guy standing here. Can I sneak past him? Yeah. So why are you able to go back here? There has to be a point to that. Oh, holy shit. I just thought that the lantern was another guy. Can't go any further here. It doesn't really seem like they would let you grapple onto the roof here as well. But at the same time, this also doesn't really let you get behind them? Wait, what? Why is this here? Can you actually sneak past all of them? That was weird. The music just stopped for whatever reason. And you're hidden here as well. What? Why does this exist? Oh, there's definitely... Wait, what? What the hell? So there is an item here. just can't really get to it, apparently. What the hell? Why can you go back here? If there's nothing here, is it just so that you can see that there is an item there? This almost looks like a path. But then again, probably isn't. Alright, that is definitely weird, because they could have just closed off this whole section back here by just extending the fire a little bit. But you can't go under this. There's no way to get in here. No secret door or anything. Seems like. What the hell? Some of these places, I don't know why would they do that. Can you jump onto the roof? Nah. I mean, this would be sort of a way to attack them without... I mean, you can go through here, right? Because there's a guy standing there. But, you know, this whole area makes it look like you should be able to either go, you know, under this. It looks like there should be a way to approach this whole thing differently. But that doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, it's clearly not really... You're not really able to do anything here. You can go under this, though. But again, it doesn't really help you. It does look quite a lot like a boss enemy, though. Why is this other guy then here? Oh, there are two. This is just weird. Honestly, how are you supposed to approach this situation here? Because one of them will surely see you. I mean, you can use the ceramic shard, yes, but... And again, why put a dude with a torch that alerts enemies here if his, you know, scream or him alerting the enemies doesn't actually alert them? Oh, my coin purse. I don't know. I'm rather baffled by this area, to be quite honest. Maybe it's because I wasn't able to defeat the other guy that I'm just looking for things that that don't seem quite right. But then again, this just seems weird. And this just directly leads you to those guys. Oh, the fog walls are giving it away, so that's definitely a mini-boss then. And no secrets, it seems. Kinda want to check out the other guy first, though. I mean, there's no real point to attacking one of them if it'll alert all the other guys. And there's a fog wall there. Yeah, this whole place is very weird indeed. It just seems like the game seems to hint that you can do it, you know, stealthily or differently instead of just attacking head on. but then it doesn't really let you do it. And this grapple point I also don't really get. I mean, I guess you can lure everybody here. I could talk to you. Wait, a rogue? Oh, so you're just attacking them. Well, that's interesting. Oh yeah, so you boss enemy. Let me get rid of you first. Holy shit. Whoa, wait, what? He's already attacking me? Yeah, this, my buttons definitely worked. Alright, so they're still fighting him, I guess. Ah, shit. I forgot to equip the axe. It's kind of funny though, they can just pick them up while they're fighting him over there. Oh wait, fuck, he killed him. That's not what I wanted to do. Damn it. Oh, what the heck is he doing? Yeah, oh, of course. He's drinking? So, yeah, he's definitely... God, that's probably gonna poison me. Do I actually want to use the pellets at this point? Kind of slow though. You should definitely not go backwards the whole time. I think you should dodge into him. That was definitely the wrong timing for that. Alright, but he doesn't seem too bad. But they definitely, I think they won't let you attack him, you know, undetected. Although then again, I do wonder if you try to attack him while he's fighting the other dude, that might be a way to get him, like to get his first health bar down. I was quite slow to, you know, to attack all the other guys while he was still fighting. I guess he resurrects as well. This is a bit unfortunate though, because obviously the dragon rod is spreading. Oh wait, there was this, and there are quite a few dudes in front of him. Yeah. So I do need the axe. I mean, he hasn't poisoned me yet, but I assume that I need the antidote. He seemed quite slow, yeah. So he shouldn't be too hard to defeat. Maybe I should actually try my combat art, if there are that many enemies around. Still don't really know why the grapple point is there, but maybe you can, maybe to jump onto him from above. I do wonder how far you can actually run back though. The arena seems to be quite big. I mean, with all the other mini bosses so far, I think you were actually able to run back like all the way, right? It's just that you can't really go forward. Yeah. Well, to be honest though, it's approaching noon. So I think I'm just gonna return to the dilapidated temple for now, and I think that's gonna be it for now. It's kind of, I don't really like to stop the game right when it becomes interesting, right when there is somebody to fight. It's just I still feel weird about not really being able to find a way, because again, like, this enemy felt much more natural from a challenging perspective, because even though he did kill me quite fast, it was my first time, you know, attacking him. I didn't really know what he was going to do, and it also felt like, but I was still able to, you know, to do damage to him. I was able to evade his attacks, so it felt much more natural in the way the game was challenging you. Whereas the other dude at the pagoda, just, he feels so weird. He feels almost from a different part of the game. I mean, I don't know, maybe the, you know, whatever you get by defeating him is just incredibly good, and that's why they, you know, that's why he protects it that much. Yeah, but I don't know. But I mean, unfortunately, we haven't really found any new real information. Nothing new about the Dragon Rod. We inflicted 2 different NPCs this time with it, but apart from that, it's there's really nothing new going on. The problem is, though, because I was fighting the pagoda dude so many times, if I'm now trying a different mini-boss and dying to him multiple times, that could potentially be, you know, a problem. So gonna have to keep an eye on that. Then again, it might be pretty interesting to discover what happens if I die multiple times again, right? Because I haven't really seen that up until this point. That might be a way to actually get another droplet to cure Dragon Rod, but yeah, we don't know that. Yeah. Again, very strange. I mean, at least the one thing we actually did do was getting the key. Wait, where is it? The hidden temple key. Which we probably need in order to continue, I guess. After we defeat the mini-boss. That's also, I mean, I don't know. The last part, or, well, I don't really know if it's last, but last as in the last that I did see of Hirata Estate was just strange. Feels like the game is a bit all over the place with that. There are just a few things that feel off a bit, like they actually belonged to a different level almost. It's just a bit strange. Yeah. But yeah, that's been it. It's been fun though, not really successful, but I guess that's something that, you know, I can work on for next time. So let's actually get out of here. I mean, it's saving anyway. if you have been, thanks for watching. It's been fun again, and I don't know when I'm gonna continue. Probably not today, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Thanks for watching again. See you next time. Bye bye.